Hey guys, I am back with a new Out of the Park Baseball 19 tutorial video. I think this one is going to be really good. What I'm just going to do is share a few tips right now that aren't necessarily related with each other, but they're maybe a little too specific to be their own, 10-15 minute video. So I'm just going to put a couple of them together. And the first trick or tip I'm going to show you guys is the most important person in your team personnel besides, maybe your scout. We've talked about scouting already, but the very important person in your team's personnel is your team trainer. Yes. So if I come over here and I go to Marlins and I go to front office and I look at my personnel, I can show you guys my trainer. His name is Sammy Courier. And these are basically his stats and his ratings and his abilities. And the reason why Courier is on my team is because he has, at the very least, outstanding prevent arm injuries. So some trainers can focus on recovery, which means they are very good at allowing people to both recover from their injuries faster. So, sometimes when you have an injured player, you'll get an email like, hey, he's actually coming along very nicely. He'll be back, a week earlier than we thought before. Korea's also got legendary fatigue recovery, which is nice too, but my main focus would probably be just prevent arm injuries more than anything, and the reason for that is because arm injuries are the most catastrophic injury that can happen in this game and in real life. If a position player gets some sort of injury, and even if it's really bad, they've got a pretty decent chance they're going to come back from it and be okay, but pitchers who tear their UCL and have to undergo Tommy John, that's the kind of thing that can really forever shift the trajectory of a career. And it also does just a real number on your rotation if you just end up losing a guy for 9 or 10 months. It's absolutely brutal to deal with. So if you want to hire a good team trainer, what you can do over here is come to MLB, Transactions. Those guys are going to load up, and you can go to the Personnel tab right here. You can see you can switch your preferred occupation to team trainer, and you can actually view their trainer ratings there. And so I would maybe sort by prevent arms. All these guys have legendary prevent arms. That's great. They're maybe not as good at some other aspects, but I would definitely try to look for someone who maybe at the absolute bare minimum is excellent in prevent arms. And if you can find someone who's legendary prevent arms and good at some other stuff, hey, I'd say definitely go for it. Even like this guy right here, his heel legs and heel arms, they're just kind of fair, but and his prevent legs is inexperienced, but I mean his general prevention is good, and I think the focus should be more on prevention rather than coming back from those injuries nicely. So if this was a guy I would consider picking up at least for a year or two until maybe someone even better comes out on the market. So yeah, that's my first tip about the team trainers. All right, I'm going to move on to my second one, and I'm going to talk about something completely different, and that is Pythagorean's win and losses. So if you come up here to your team, and you can go to team history, and you can actually view the history index. And what you can do right now is you can actually see in this column your wins and your losses. The Marlins thankfully don't have that long of a history to scroll through because they were an expansion team and their first season was in 1993. If you do this on the Yankees or the Braves or the Red Sox or the Phillies or some other organization, you're going to start much earlier in time and have a lot of scrolling to do. So in this column right here, my wins and losses, so you can see, I'm just going to go pat 2023 at 175, 2024 84, so on and so forth. Right here, this is actually I believe that EXP means like exponent or exponential record, and what it does is it basically just takes the amount of runs you scored and the amount of runs you allowed, and it sort of puts them in a formula to determine, hey, what would your expected wins and losses be? So as you can see right here, I was pretty much in line. My expected record. Oh, and that's what that EXP means. My expected record, I was expected to win 90 games, I won 91. But there have been times where there have been really big gaps between the two. So here I won 89 games. I was expected to win 98 based on the amount of runs and runs I scored and runs I allowed. So that's a 9-game difference. So It can't necessarily help you win that much, but it's definitely something to keep aware of. you can definitely check to see if your team sort of underperformed or maybe overperformed a little bit based on their year. If you come right here, that won't show up now, but on your rankings you can easily see your runs scored and your runs against. This is just on my team main page. I'm right before spring training right now, so I don't have any of those numbers available to me. All right, one more tip I will show you guys is using sort of the MLB reports. This game keeps track of a lot of cool stuff, and it generates a lot of cool news and things for you to look at and peruse about your league. And I think perhaps maybe the coolest one is the preseason predictions. So what you can do is you can go over here to reports and info and preseason predictions. And actually what it'll do is it'll kind of generate its own predictions. It'll take a look at the rosters as to how the season is going to go. So as you can see right here, you have projected wins and losses, who's going to be the best hitters and best pitchers. My team's actually projected to win 99 games, which I think would be fantastic. I haven't won more than 91 in this save, so here's hoping that's true. As you can see, my shortstop is projected to be the best hitter in the league, so that's really cool. So these will generate twice, once before spring training and once as we reach opening day. So definitely check back on opening day just to see what your predictions are going to be like. Generally, they're all right. I mean, if you've ever looked at projections for the season on Fangraphs or any website like that, you'll know that it's not always perfect, but it gives you at least a decent look, and it's probably better than, just guessing, oh, they're going to win like 70 games. So that's one more. And another cool one I'm going to show you guys, and this could help if you're trying to make a trade or perhaps diagnose a weakness within your team, is you can come here and you can look at positional rankings. I believe this is the one we want. It's for the league. We're compiling the report right now. Yeah, so what this will show you is basically the position strengths and weaknesses for every team. So you can see the Diamondbacks, they have the best first baseman in the league, and that's Cody Bellinger. And that's sort of based on the ratings, but also the stats they've put up. Sometimes you disagree. So their starting rotation, it says it's the 9th best. That being said, Eric Linar is actually probably the best pitcher in the game right now. So I'm just going to take a look at my Marlins. As you can see, they think I have the 30th best catcher, which would be the weakest catcher. I just trade for this guy. He is unproven to say the least, but I just feel like I liked his ratings, and I liked that he has good catcher defense. So I'm going to give him a shot this year, and he hits lefty. So we're compiling that report again. Where I'm strong at, shortstop, obviously. Starting rotation is good. You can also see sort of my organizational rankings. So I have, a good catcher prospect, but I don't really have, amazing, left fielders in the system right now. So this is also good if you're trying to make a trade. So say, hey, I'm trying to trade away, my really good third baseman. You may want to actually come here, and this will give you a quick view of who has maybe not so great situation at third base. So I'm going to scroll through and look for that. Okay, so the Tigers have the 27th best third baseman. As you can see, this guy, it's just not particularly inspiring by any means, so maybe the Tigers would be looking to upgrade. So yeah, definitely use that feature if you're looking to make a trade and maybe find a trade partner. The AI is usually alright about trying to address their needs. Sometimes it's maybe not so great about trying to address the needs within a trade. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's anything else I would want to show you guys right now. Yeah, the power rankings are cool too. You'll get those weekly in an email. You can see the Pythagorean record, which is the expected record, will be there too, as well as your run differential. So definitely pay attention to those. Yeah, that's it. Definitely make use of the league reports feature. Definitely hire a trainer who can prevent arm injuries, and just poring over these sort of things that will not just maybe help you win or find trade partners, they also make you feel more connected to your league as a whole than maybe just the team you're playing as. So yeah, that's all I'd like to share with you guys today. I'm sure I'll think of some more and make another assorted tips video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting change of pace, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial video.